Do you think President Zelenskyy is winning right now?
Well, he's doing pretty well. Look, no matter how you look at it, he's doing pretty well. He's holding his own, at least. A lot of people dying on both sides, but I think he's doing pretty well.
Can I ask you?
Look, you have to say he's courageous. He's got great equipment, but he's got great men. He's got fighters.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah,
I thought he had no cards.
It's Ken Harbaugh with the MeidasTouch Network. There has been a shift in the war in Ukraine. It started slowly, almost imperceptibly, more than a year ago as the Ukrainian military ramped up drone production and brought to bear its incredible capacity for innovation in the face of overwhelming odds. They have been methodically degrading Russia's air defenses. The results are showing. Ukraine, which was supposed to last 3 days if you believed Putin, now has effective control over the land bridge resupplying Crimea. That's an astonishing turn of events. And the professionalism with which they have conducted themselves, let's just say, I wish a Ukrainian was in charge of our Pentagon. Contrast Pete Hegseth's constant bluster about having eliminated Iran's missile platforms and air defenses, even as Iranian missiles rain down on cities across the region and Iranian SAMs continue to threaten American warplanes. But back to Ukraine. They have the cards now, and even Trump can't deny it. On my last trip to Ukraine, I spent a string of nights observing mobile air defense units defending Odesa. The pace of innovation within the Ukrainian military is just mind-blowing. I filed this report alongside Preston Stewart, who joined me for one of these embeds. Preston's an Army vet and one of the best military YouTubers out there.
All right, out here in southern Ukraine, an air defense site with Ken Harbaugh. Ken, you've done this a couple times now. What's different today with this unit than what you've seen in the past?
Well, what's incredible to me is how quickly the technology evolves. I mean, I was with an anti-air defense unit, a mobile air defense unit, just a few months ago. They were operating the Browning 50 cals. I was with the Zu-23 crew. And the last time I was in Ukraine, some of this technology was in development, being tested, and now it's being fielded. I mean, I'm trying to imagine how this would go down in the U.S. if, Northrop or Lockheed were in charge. I mean, we'd still be 10 years away from an operational deployment, but what's the saying? Mother is the necessity is the mother of invention. Like, they have to move fast. They have to get these things proverbially and literally in the air because lives depend on it. And we saw that tonight. They launched one of their new test drones, and it went downrange. And the other cool thing is the competition between the anti-drone crews.
Military.
Exactly. Right. Trying to beat each other to the target. And I guess that sense of competition adds some efficiencies because they're fighting to be the best every night.
One thing that I noticed was we've got four different types of interceptors here tonight. Yeah. One unit launching 4 different types. So we've got talk about the innovation and the changes that these guys are going through on a constant basis. So it's incredible to see. Ken, thank you so much for setting this up.
You got it.
Those 4 drone types Preston mentions didn't even exist at the beginning of this war. Ukraine has invented, under constant threat of annihilation, an entirely new mode of warfare. I got to see this in action in a field outside Odesa on a night when waves of Russian Shaheeds were headed towards the city.
We're on the outskirts of Odesa again with a mobile air defense team. This one uses drones to knock down the incoming Shaheeds. We got 3 models here, the Levada, the Bison, and the Sting. When they get a target coming inbound in their area of responsibility, they'll be designated a Shahed to take out of the sky, and they'll launch one of these drones against it. One of the interesting things about the way these teams operate is there is a healthy competition between them. The last time I was out with this team, they had a drone in the air that was headed for a Shahed, and another team got to it before they did. But that sense of competition, it really breeds a sense of pride in what they're doing, and they of course are all on the same team trying to defend the civilians in the city behind us, Odesa, which gets struck pretty regularly by Russian drones and missiles. Hey, it's Ken with a quick break and a favor to ask. As many of you know, I travel to Ukraine often to report on what's going on there. One of the units that has taken really good care of me is the 34th Coastal Defense Brigade. They have asked for help with a fundraiser to upgrade a motor for one of the boats that conducts evacuations along the Dnipro River. Every dollar helps, and every cent of every dollar goes towards this cause. Valor Media is covering all the admin costs, so you don't have to. Please check out the link below and consider pitching in to support this extraordinary Ukrainian unit. I've seen them in action. Trust me, they've earned it. Appreciate the help. Click the link below. Thanks. Those of you who have followed my reports from Ukraine know that I try to focus on stories of heroism and perseverance. But if that's all I talked about, it wouldn't be right. The horrors Ukrainians are enduring every day and night are hard for most Americans to imagine. One of the journalists who has done more than almost anyone I know to tell the truth about what is happening to civilians is Zarina Zabrisky. She is based in Kherson, a city on the front lines, and she was recently awarded the Order of Merit by President Zelenskyy for her reporting. And for a couple months now, she has been publishing some of those reports on Meidas Defense. Her latest story exposes the hellish conditions on the left bank of the Dnipro in the part of Kherson still occupied by Russia and in nearby Oleshky. This is a tough one to watch. We're actually not airing the full video report on the MeidasTouch network. So if you want to watch and are prepared for some tough scenes, there's a link below to the full video on the Valor Media network. But I did want to share a few clips with you about what Ukrainian civilians are enduring under Russian occupation. I've left the audio as is so you can hear their voices. For the auto-dubbed version, follow the link in the show notes.
Світла немає, води немає, газу немає, продуктів немає, зв'язку теж немає. Інтернет, якщо є десь по підвалам у когось, то це дуже велика рідкість. Зв'язок теж дуже поганий. Допомоги ніякої не можуть в лікарнях оказати людям, тому що не завозиться бензин. Лікарня працює на генераторах. Трупи лежать одне на одному, там їх по 30, по 40. Ніхто нічого не вивозить. Якщо і вивозять, то не повертають їх назад. Розумію, що їх не ховають, а десь вони спалюються, або десь викидаються ці трупи. З тих, що залишалися люди в Олешек, то що половини немає, це точно, ті, що не виїхали. А їх тільки знайомих, я вам можу сказати тільки скільки вбила. Оце мати, у родственниці дочка, сусід один, сусід другий, а потім знайомий постраждав, а потім хто ще? Эти соседи наши, двое сгорели, еще двое сгорели, еще одна соседка ногу оторвала, тоже истекла кровью. Це десяток тільки тих, що моїх знайомих, близьких. 2 чоловіка – це просто мінімум кожен день погибає. Якщо на трасі вони залишаються, де на мінах підірвалися, або якщо машина там горіла, де були якісь аварії, то там залишаються тіла, і їх кацапи не дають вивозити. Вони по пару неділь валяються по місту, це точно.
Пропал. Тот частный дом, у кого там печка была, в многоэтажках, там, да, -2 в квартире. Ну и дождь идет, ведра понаставляли, ну, для туалета, по крайней мере. Также ж канализации нету. С середины января никто не привозил ничего. Нам в стенку пролетела мина, вывалила нам полстены. Ну и собака, коты, вот мы все в подвале. Заходит ее в подвал человек с автоматом и в маске. Пьяный. Есть такие же неадекваты, которые стреляют нам, тоже приходили. Дверь взломали и прострелили. Я завод поменял 4 машины. Возил продукты, тоже вывозил от людей. Первую машину мне дрон разбил, потом подорвался, был на мине. Со стороны леса пролетает в стенку, в эту стенка сыпется. 100% это же не с правого берега пролетело. Дроны запускают, поднимают, пролетают, и в соседний дом прямо бух. Ну, место. Что же вы делаете? Мы тренируемся. Правая сторона, она работает избирательно. Заходят дроны, они цели высматривают. Вот если они нашли цель где-то, где российские военные, туда лупят. А эти ж начинают бежать. Вот он бежит, забегает в дом, где живут люди. А они же им прикрываются. Для них невыгодно, чтобы людей не было. Они за людьми прячутся.
Хочу звернутися сьогодні до тих, від кого залежить прийняття цих рішень, до всього світу сьогодні, щоб весь світ почув, що сьогодні Росія не тільки має намір вбити там всіх українців в самій Україні на контрольованих територіях, але в окупованих територіях чиниться геноцид, де використовуються цивільні особи задля прикриття військових. Врятуйте Олешки, врятуйте дітей, які залишаються в Олешках, людей старшого віку, люди, які взяті просто на смерть. І нам потрібно, щоб весь світ це почув. І ми просимо сьогодні і Сполучені Штати, і країни Європи, Канаду, весь цивілізований світ, будь ласка, відреагуйте на це. Без вашої допомоги це неможливо буде зробити. Тому що Путіну, в принципі, все одно на смерті людей.
I know that is hard to watch, but when people wonder why Ukraine is so resistant to the idea of surrendering land for a so-called peace, this is why. This is what happens to Ukrainians forced to live under Russian occupation. My latest piece in The Atlantic is all about the Ukrainian resistance, operating behind enemy lines to drive out the occupiers. The risks they are taking to liberate their country, it's almost impossible to describe. Many of you have asked what you can do to help. Just caring and sharing these reports with your friends and family makes a difference. For those in a position to give financially, we are in the final stages of a fundraiser for a military unit operating out of Kherson that desperately needs an upgrade for one of its motors on a boat that conducts evacuations across the river. That link is below as well. One final note. I have talked a lot about the complicity of our government in tragedies like this, the way the Trump regime has repeatedly stabbed Ukraine in the back by withholding intelligence and cutting off aid. The most galling part for me is the way Donald Trump treats war as some kind of a game. Whether it's the card analogy or just watching his war of choice against Iran and the constant tit-for-tat, this is a president who is deeply unfit to lead our military. Fixing that is the ultimate thing we can do by delivering a new Congress in November and then a full repeal of Trumpism in 2028. Thanks for watching. I know this was a tough one. And for those of you who have pitched in for the fundraiser for the 34th Brigade, I'll be sharing photos from the unit soon. I know they are incredibly grateful for the support. Thanks again.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.